I have a limited amount of time to film this, both in camera storage and my family's about to get home probably very soon, so I'm just gonna see if I can race through this as quickly as possible. But I will also try to give synopses for the books that I read in April. As always, I'm going to start with the Bible books that I finished in April. So I finished Deuteronomy, Acts, and I think that's it. That's all. Deuteronomy and Acts. Isaiah and Psalms are both very, very long, so I'm working through those, but that's what I finished. And, you know, for May, I'll just be continuing with that. So moving on to audiobooks, I finished Death's End, which is the third book in the Three Body Problem trilogy. And I did a review for that. Like, I just filmed my review and edited it and everything, and that'll be coming out next week. I'm going to do this one for me tomorrow, but May 1st. Hopefully I'll get it all edited and ready for tomorrow. And then the review for the Three Body Problem will be coming out next week, so keep an eye out for that. But I will give just a really brief synopsis. It is sci-fi. It is very heavily sci-fi, very plot-centered, and very mind-blowing, just like overarching plot that you really have to pay attention to. There is a threat to the Earth, and there's like a limited amount of time for the Earth to figure out how to combat that and how to save everybody. So there's Doomsday, actual date for Doomsday, and the Earth is trying to figure out like how to pull together and avoid that. That's your main synopsis. It's super, super involved, but that's, you know, that's the brief rundown. Second audiobook that I read was The Wedding People, and this was recommended to me by a friend, and it was such a great recommendation. I listened to it in 3 days and I really, really loved it. I gave it 5 stars. I think Three Body Problem ended up being more of like a 3-star read. It wasn't really for me, but I don't have like big issues with it. I just didn't really vibe with it a ton. I was getting really lost. But The Wedding People I really liked. It was a pretty easy read. Nothing like earth-shattering or groundbreaking, but easy to follow and really, really enjoyable. Even though I pretty much figured where we were going at like every single turn, and I figured out, you know, this has to happen, whatever. I still had a really, really fun time reading it, and I really liked the characters, and I thought that the chemistry was really, really well done. I was so good. So yeah, I really loved The Wedding People. It's okay, I told you I was going to do synopses. Let me do synopses. Synopsis for The Wedding People. Our main character she's battling depression. She takes an impromptu trip to this hotel that she's always wanted to go visit, and she gets there during a wedding, like week of the wedding, and somehow ends up becoming kind of friends with the bride. Like, she doesn't know anybody there, but she ends up becoming friends with the bride, becomes a big part of the wedding, and so she spends the week with the wedding people. And there's your synopsis. It's really, really fun. I will be doing a video for that one eventually. It'll probably come out in a couple more weeks, but I really, really enjoyed that book. So those are the only 2 audiobooks that I listened to, but I did read 2 other books in April, which April felt like such a big reading month to me just because I finished 3 books in the last week. And so I felt like, wow, I read so many. And then I went back and checked my Goodreads and I only read 4, like 2 physical books, 2 audiobooks. It just felt like so much reading because 3 of them I read pretty quickly, but that's okay. The first physical book that I finished was The Wind-Up Girl, and I do have a review out for this. I'll try to leave a card, but also you can go find it on my channel. It's one of my most recent videos. Might be the most recent? Possibly. I really enjoyed The Wind-Up Girl. I had a couple issues with some of the content. I felt like some of the content was not needed, and I really wish it wasn't there so that I could like recommend this to everybody without worrying about it or giving a content warning. But I thought it was really, really good. It is kind of dystopian, futuristic, sci-fi. The world is starving, and the people who control the seed and control the food pretty much control everything. It takes place in Bangkok, Thailand. It has like, not really, they're not cyborgs, but like sort of robots. Like the wind-up people are man-made creatures, beings, whatever. And There are like 6 different main characters, 5 or 6, and all of their lives like interweave really, really well, even if they never speak face to face or see each other. So I just thought that was really well done. Also, if you want to hear like more of my thoughts, then go watch my video. I really, really did love this. This was definitely a 5-star read for me, and I'm looking forward to reading it again. I'm just gonna have to skip some of the content in it because I was not vibing with that. And the last book that I finished in April was We Are the Brennans. And I loved this so much. I was so sad to finish it. And I actually read this one in I think 2 days. I started it on my road trip. I got like 15 pages in and then just got really, really busy. And when I came back home, I picked it up and read half of it one day and didn't want to put it down, but had like other things to do. So the next day I still had some time and I just finished it, and I really, really enjoyed it. This follows the Brennan family. They're an Irish family living in New York, like the outskirts of New York City. They're not actually in the city. Sunday Brennan is returning from some time in California. She kind of just like picked up and left, and the family doesn't really know why, but she gets in an accident and has to return home. And it's just so much fun to see the characters interact and see the family interact. The older brother owns a bar and it's like not doing very well, and he has some money problems, so they're trying to fix that. And it was just a really fun, like family focused book. I really, really enjoyed this. I had so much fun. I was really sad when it ended because I really didn't want to say goodbye to the characters. So 5-star read for me again. April was a really good reading month, except for Death's End, which I like, didn't really care about too much. Otherwise, every book was fantastic. Now to race through my TBR for May. Days of Blood and Starlight. I'm about 200 pages into this. It's an almost 500 page book or an over 500 page book. Almost 500. So quite a chunker, but this is my 3rd or 4th read through, and I'm gonna try to say this really quickly, but I started rereading this back during the summer with my friend. We were gonna like buddy read, and I wanted to be caught up with her because I remember the main storyline and I remember a lot of random things that happen, but I didn't remember everything. And I wanted to be able to talk with her about it without spoiling things because I'm not really sure where they come in the book, and also without her spoiling things for me that like I'd forgotten, and so then I can't talk to her. So we started reading it, started with the first one obviously, and then she kind of got into like a reading slump and had a lot of things going on and just stopped reading for a while. And when I went and visited her on my road trip, I bugged her about it and said, hey, you've got to pick up Days of Blood and Starlight and start reading it again, because she was like 75 pages into that at that point. I said, you got to read it. And I had started rereading the trilogy again so that I could annotate it for my sister. And I was like, I'm going to get to Days of Blood and Starlight and I'm going to pass you, so you got to pick it up and start reading. And yeah, this is on me. She is now way ahead of me. She started reading for like an hour or so every night, maybe more, because she's reading a lot every night. We're both kind of slow readers. We're about the same pace, but she is so far ahead of me now. I think she's on like page 400, and I'm about to take another road trip, and so I don't really know when I'm going to get to this, but I'm gonna try to catch up. But yeah, so this, I'm gonna be finishing it in May for sure. And of course, that means that the second book I'm gonna read in May is Dreams of Gods and Monsters, which is the 3rd book in the trilogy. And I'm for sure going to finish it in May because I'm pretty sure she's going to be finishing it in May. So I'm going to finish annotating Days of Blood and Starlight and then probably have to immediately jump into Dreams of Gods and Monsters and try to catch up to my friend. So this is book number 2 for May. If I end up having any time after that, or if, you know, her life gets busy again and she's not reading as much and so I have to like wait on her maybe, I have a few other books that are options. I don't know how many of these I will get to. Probably not all of them. I'm sure I won't get to all of them. I might get to none of them. I might decide to read something else. I might just be struck by like some other book on my shelf and decide I want to read that instead. But I have a few options, so I'm just going to go through those quickly. I'm not giving synopses for these because I have not read them, so you'll have to wait and see if I read them or look them up yourselves. The Daughter of Smoke and Bone trilogy, the 2 books that I just talked about, just read it. It's fantasy, it's young adult, but it's really, really well done. It's clean for the most part, and the writing is really beautiful. The characters are really well done. The plot is incredible and new. The world building is some of the best I've ever seen. The magic system, I'm so jealous about. I love it. So read the trilogy. It's so good. I have nothing but praise for that series. Now moving on to my other options. We have The Making of Another Major Motion Picture Masterpiece by Tom Hanks. And I'm really interested in this. I love novels that are written by actors. I say that. I've only read one other. I read The Pleasure of My Company by Steve Martin. That book is so good and so funny. I love that. I lent it to my friend, so I don't currently have it to show it off, but that's a really good one and it's really short. But this one, I feel like this would be a really good one. I feel like it's gonna feel similar to We Are the Brennans. Probably not in like plot or anything, but just in genre and like hopefully some of the vibes will be similar. So this is my first option if I finish the Daughter Smoke and Bone trilogy. Second option is All the Light We Cannot See. You're probably getting tired of seeing this one on my monthly TBRs. I just can't like bring myself to read it. Every time I go to pick it up, I'm just like, I don't really feel like it. I want to read it though. I do want to. And I see it everywhere and I'm like, man, I should just read it. I own it. I should read it. So this is on my TBR again for May. We'll see if I get to it. I'm going to try, but I probably won't. We'll see. Then we have Hadassah, which I've just had on my shelf for forever and ever and ever. And I just need to read it and see if I want to keep it because I've had it for a really long time. I'm a little bit interested. I'm not super interested, but I do want to read it and see if it's any good. It's a Bible story retelling, so I'm really interested to see how they did it, how accurate it is. You know, I want to read it and find out. So this is on the TBR for May also. And the last one is Watermelon, which I don't know anything about this. Oh, it's February. I should have read this in February. But this feels like a very summery book, so I might push this one off to like June or July. But also, I feel like May could work. It's getting really warm right now. It's been like perfect temperatures for me at least when it's sunny. I love like 60s and sunny, maybe low 70s and sunny. So it's been like perfect weather in May. And this just feels like a really nice, chill, breezy read. So this is another possibility for May. But again, that's like if I get through the Daughter Smoke and Bone trilogy and those books, which are each like 500 to 600 pages, and then anything else. Watermelon's an option, but I wouldn't be surprised if that one gets pushed off to the summer. Okay, and that's about as much time as I have. I am really impressed that I got through those so quickly, which maybe for you doesn't seem quick. I'm probably gonna be able to cut this down to like 10 minutes. We're at 13 right now, so I'm just gonna wrap it up. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please leave a like and subscribe if you're not subscribed, and comment down below if you've read any of these books. Also, let me know what you read in April. What was your favorite read of April? Did you have a good reading month? Was it a really slow reading month? Or were all the books kind of like middle of the road, you know, less than average? Or did you have a really good reading month and did you really enjoy your books? And if you want to share what your plans are for May, go ahead. Also, what are you planning to read? Do you do a TBR or are you more of a mood reader, vibe reader? Just pick up whatever you're interested in. I do a little bit of both. I like to give myself options, and then if I'm not feeling those options, I don't have to read them. Totally up to me. And that is officially it for the video. So thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Bye bye.